Gokarna, the land of pristine beauty and a photographer's paradise. I moved in here right after lockdown when businesses were opening up and tourists were just confident enough to step out from their home. It was breathtaking for me to capture such amazing visuals and also indulge myself into the heritage and spiritual legacy of this place. But now, in 2023, I see a pile of garbage everywhere. So with that in mind, I met with Hesse in Kudli Beach. He released a documentary called Golden Beach, which shows the influence of tourism in this land. Now it's 2023, so how do you think things have developed and what are the changes? Do you think that the tourists are still trying to preserve the ecology of the place or no?
No, I'm afraid I don't see much of that. But there is some Facebook group called, I don't remember what it's called, but it's about Keep Gokarna Clean, something like that. And there is some posting about that. Sometimes some tourists gather and they go and collect plastic bottles on the beach. Like that, but I think that is very less. It is not something, it's not a huge thing happening, it's a very small thing happening. Some individuals are trying to collect plastic bottles. That's about it. And some people are also complaining about the lack of dustbins and all the rubbish. But I don't see that much, there is much action more than complaining. So complaining is happening, but not much more than that. When I came here first time, there was no tourism at all. There was no lodge in the town. You could not rent a room. You could stay with some Brahmins, but you could not rent there was no lodge like that. There was, and here at this beach, there was no tourism there was no tourism in town also, really. It was only pilgrims coming here. And very rarely I saw some white tourists. Very rarely. It was like, wow, look, a white tourist. Sensation. But then after some years, white tourists started arriving. And then it was some local chai shops and some simple rooms. This, how you say in English, tattibidara, you don't speak Kannada, palm leaf huts. And very simple and very backpackers came here like that. And then actually already the pollution started happening because they were buying mineral water, plastic bottles, and they were throwing bottles. And the cows were eating the plastic and they died. So that pollution started already with the backpackers, really. But now what I see is that it's more Indian tourists who come. First there was no Indian tourists, it was only Western tourists. And now Indian tourists are coming. And they are throwing even more plastic bottles. And they like these speedboats and boats going like this. And there is, of course, some pollution from that also, like that.
It is estimated that Gokarna has 50,000 pilgrims a day during Mahashivratri. With holy shrines and temples in the area and increasing pilgrimage, the solid waste in Gokarna continues to increase. The tourism in beaches have also contributed to a lot of plastic waste, and I met up with business owners in the area who keep the beach clean. So this is Bhagwan of Bhagwan Cafe. They segregate the garbage. Plastic is separate. Bottles are separate. So Bhagwanji, what do you think? I mean, all these tourists are coming and throwing a lot of bottles and everything. Do you also clean the beach as well or just your restaurant?
Beach also clean. Mine near one thing.
I had a business on the beach from 24 years. So from that day to now, there are lot of changes, but the garbage, the plastic problem still exists here. We tried our hard to get rid of these things. Nowadays, okay, all shopkeepers collecting all the plastics, and there are weekly 2 times the trucks coming. The truck will come with some ladies, so they get everything in their trucks and it will go back to panchayat. There they will separate the things like plastics and bottles and everything. So I think they compress the plastic and then they make powder of the glasses and they will send it to recycle. But the main problem is there is a kind of plastic. If I go to market every day, myself, I will get like 6-7 bags, and some of them are non-biodegradable. So this kind of plastic, you cannot do anything. You cannot bury, you can put the fire. This is the main problem. So ban the product. Why it still exists in Gokarna?
With rapid development, keeping Gokarna clean is also imperative.
The solid waste is first in people's mindset. The waste is in the way we treat our environment. It's not the environment. The environment don't have choice. The choice is up to the good hearts of the people. If you want a good life, take good care of your environment. That's a rule. Because how you are, how you live, you treat your environment. And you get it back from the environment like you are. That's a simple Hindu principle. Everybody knows and should more live this love. Love of the paradise you're living in. It's worth keeping. You're living in one of the most beautiful parts of the world. Everybody come here from all over the world because they see the beauty of your land. Protect it. That's the rule. That's the new rule of love of your country.
To me, it is a huge change, really. The place has changed dramatically. It's completely different. It used to be no tourists, only local farmers, and very, very quiet. No electricity, no chai shops, no. Very, very, extremely peaceful place. And now it is a tourist place with parties and drinking and bars and firecrackers in the nighttime and speedboats and music and a lot of rubbish on the beach, and it is completely changed. That's how I feel.